Well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to call the Montclair City Council meeting to order, and obviously this is a fun night tonight where we recognize our volunteers here in Montclair. So we will begin with the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance, and Andrea, who are they?
All right, our invocation tonight will be led by Paramashivatma from Nityananda Vedic Temple, and then the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Martinez.
All right, great. Let's all stand, please. And then is our...
Are they here?
No? No? Okay, so
Might not have made it.
Pastor Rucker, would you mind doing the invocation tonight? I know you're an expert at this stuff, especially right on the spot.
Sure, no problem. Good evening. Well, Father, we honor you and we thank you for this time that has been carved out to honor our volunteers. And we truly just bless you tonight. And we continue to lift up our city and our leaders. And we're expecting that you will lead and direct them, God, in the way that they should go, so that your will and your way can be accomplished in this city and for our citizens. Father, we truly thank you for men and women that have the integrity and have the dedication to serve your people. Now I ask that you would empower them with the wisdom that they need, the insight that they need, so that they can make the right city for this city and for our citizens. And God, help us to be a model in the San Bernardino County. And Father, thank you for blessing us. In Jesus' name, amen.
And Councilman Martinez.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Lopez,
I'm here.
Councilmember Martinez,
Here.
Councilmember Rue,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
I'm here.
Mayor Dutray.
I'm present.
Thank you.
Thank you. As I stated before, we're going to be honoring volunteers here in Montclair. And so I have this opportunity to recognize, we'll be recognizing 10 individuals who've made a great impact here in the city of Montclair. Obviously, this program is done by our Community Activities Commission, which has been sponsoring the Volunteer Recognition Program. And this year, we would like to shine a light, seriously, shine a light on all the volunteers who provide great services to the Montclair community. Obviously, you shine the light, you make everything much more brighter here in the city of Montclair. So, Darlene, I would like to introduce our Community Activities Commissioner, Darlene Ferrero, and she will be the master of ceremonies as we conduct the honorees. And I'm going to have myself and my council colleagues come down here to the bottom level, and then if I can get the legislator reps here to join me as well. So I know Congressman Torres' office and Assemblyman Rodriguez's office, come on down too and join us.
Started me.
Perfect. We also have Senator Susan Rubio is here as well. Good. All right. So Darlene, lead off.
Okay. Welcome, and thank you for joining us this evening as we celebrate volunteerism. The theme for this year is Shining a Light on Montclair Volunteers, and I'd like to share a short poem, author unknown, that highlights our program this evening. Help me to change just one life. Help me to inspire one soul. Help me to light just one candle, and I will truly be whole. I'm honored now to introduce 10 important lights in our community that have committed themselves to serving others and deserve this special recognition. For the past 35 years, the Montclair Community Activities Commission has been honored to recognize the outstanding work volunteers have done in the Montclair community. Their time and effort given to various organizations truly make an impact on the city as a whole. Now, please help me recognize some individuals that keep our community thriving and are part of what makes the city of Montclair such a wonderful place. In addition to receiving recognition from the city of Montclair, the following dignitaries or their representatives have prepared award certificates to present to the honored volunteers. Congresswoman Norma Torres, represented by Sofia Zakaros, Senator Susan Rubio, represented by Julianne Hines and Anthony Moreno, Assembly Member Freddie Rodriguez, represented by Najia Bahina, and Kurt Hagman, 4th District County Supervisor, who prepared certificates that will be presented by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. Honored volunteers, please come forward as I call your name. Our first volunteer is from the Christian Development Center, CDC, an organization that provides daily necessities to families in need. This volunteer has been serving in the ministry of the Christian Development Center for 20 years. He operates as the head usher and assists with providing homeless individuals with food, blankets, shoes, clothing, and personal hygiene products. CDC says this volunteer loves to serve anytime and anywhere, and is a humble, hardworking, and dedicated model of servitude. His commitment to the Christian Development Center is instrumental to the outreach efforts to the city of Montclair and surrounding cities. Please join me in recognizing Morgan Rucker for his dedication to providing the necessities of life to those in need. Congratulations.
On behalf of Supervisor Kurt Hackman, we honor you and we thank you for all that you have done for us. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next volunteer, through his coaching, has influenced, mentored, and sacrificed for the children participating in his youth basketball team, playing in the City of Montclair sports program. He is always there to help the kids improve their basketball skills and learn good sportsmanship through his actions. He also ensures that every child has the same opportunity to strive because he knows the importance of teamwork and inclusion in a sports program. This volunteer holds practice 2 times a week despite not living in Montclair. He has also purchased his own equipment to better prepare his team for games. This volunteer exemplifies what the Montclair sports program stands for, which is teaching respect, sportsmanship, and teamwork. It is an honor to recognize Mitchell Tran for his commitment to the Montclair youth programs. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you all you two.
Our next volunteer works countless hours for the Foothill Family Shelter in their thrift store. She served on the thrift store committee, and after retirement, she became part of the Foothill Family Shelter's board of directors and has played an active role on the fundraising committee. This volunteer has passion, commitment, and a desire to help those less fortunate. In addition, she helps at Foothill Family Shelter's food pantry twice a week and their Thanksgiving dinner basket distribution, which served 69 Montclair families last year. She is being recognized for being an engaged board member and for contributing to overall success of Foothill Family Shelter through her fundraising and innovative ideas. We would like to recognize Cheryl Sackett for her commitment to the Foothill Family Shelter. Our next honoree volunteers with the Montclair Chamber of Commerce, which unites business and community. This volunteer has been a part of the Chamber of Commerce's ambassador program for over 5 years, where her role has been to recruit, connect, and support local chamber events in bringing the Montclair community together for education, support, and unity. This volunteer has recently brought business, OMSD schools, and the chamber together by volunteering to have over 5 different OMSD schools showcase the youth's talents at the Family Fun Festival and Car Show on November 21st, 2022. This event was hosted by the Montclair Chamber of Commerce and HOSCO. Her selfless volunteering during that event helped not only unite the community, but allowed students to perform for the community and their families. Will Irma Sanchez please come forward so that she can be recognized for her commitment to the Montclair Chamber of Commerce? Our next volunteer has been serving in the Montclair Little League for over 20 years. She coordinates games, finds sponsors, and runs the Challengers division of the Little League. This volunteer goes way out of her way to accommodate parents to help ensure that their children can play baseball. Her input and experience are valued at every board meeting. This volunteer is extremely dedicated in serving the challengers in Montclair, and she expects nothing in return. It is a privilege to recognize Marisa Hernandez for her commitment to the Montclair Little League. Congratulations. Our next volunteer is co-coordinator of the Montclair Meals on Wheels, which delivers a noon meal Monday through Friday to homebound Montclair residents. When the Montclair Meals on Wheels program was searching for a new volunteer coordinator, this volunteer raised her hand even though she had just started her retirement from the City of Montclair Senior Center. Without her commitment to the community and our older population, her knowledge of volunteerism and initiation, the program would not have continued to today, 3 years later. She helps with scheduling volunteers on a weekly basis, communicating with the caterer, developing a delivery route, and keeping the morale of the volunteer drivers happy and connected to the program. Today, we recognize Esther Vargas Pipersky for her commitment to the Montclair Meals on Wheels program. This Montclair Senior Nutrition Lunch Program volunteer has been helping visitors sign in for the senior lunch program since they have reopened after COVID. She remembers their names and greets each one with a smile, and so good to see you again. This volunteer is always willing to help out and is cheerful, positive, and gets along well with everyone. This volunteer is also in charge of bingo every Monday, which requires a lot of work, but this volunteer helps to make it a special day for all the seniors who attend. A perfect way to describe this volunteer is hardworking, kind, dependable, and best of all, she's fun to work with. This volunteer makes a difference in Montclair. It is an honor to recognize Sharon Johnson for her commitment to the Montclair Senior Nutrition Program. Looks like Sharon's not able to be with us this evening, but we'll make sure that she gets her awards. Our next volunteer also comes to us from the Montclair Senior Center, where daily lunch, social activities, and programs are provided to senior citizens in the community. This volunteer became known to the Senior Center while receiving the drive-through senior nutrition lunches during the COVID shutdown. He was so grateful to the staff and volunteers for the care he received that he wanted to pay it forward by volunteering for the Senior Center. This volunteer has helped with the food commodities program and registration donation desk. Even through adversity in his life, this volunteer feels that he is not alone because he is part of the Senior Center team. It is an honor to recognize Tom Padilla for his commitment to serving the senior citizens of Montclair. Our next honoree volunteers at Vernon Middle School as the Visual and Performing Arts Booster Club President, dance team fundraising parent organizer, and their annual play productions. She has shown initiative in all facets of Vernon Middle School and is always there to help when needed. This volunteer is positive, honest, and participates in all committees, meetings, and trainings with the student's best interest always in mind. Her selfless sacrifice of her time and ideas help to improve Vernon Middle School, and the Montclair community is appreciated. It is an honor to recognize Judith Gomez for her commitment to Vernon Middle School. Congratulations. This last volunteer recognized tonight is an active member of the Women's Club of Montclair, a philanthropic club that promotes civic improvements through volunteer service. She is currently the treasurer of the club and has been instrumental in guiding their members through her leadership and dedication. She oversees fundraising activities that support scholarship awards and assists with many community special events. This volunteer has been a pillar in the community for over 50 years. She also volunteers as a San Bernardino County Aging and Adult Services Senior Affairs Commissioner and is co-coordinator of Montclair's Meals on Wheels. This volunteer's impact on the community is outstanding and immeasurable. Please join me in recognizing Sue Yoakum for her dedication to the Women's Club of Montclair. Unfortunately, Mrs. Yoakum is not here to receive her awards, but we will make sure that she gets them. Ladies and gentlemen, these 10 wonderful individuals are truly shining a light in our community, and to each of them we extend our sincerest thanks and gratitude for their volunteer service. Thank you for attending tonight and helping the Montclair Community Activities Commission recognize these fine individuals for their community service. This concludes the 2023 Volunteer Recognition Program.
Darlene, I want to recognize the entire Community Activities Commissioners, so they can all please stand, all of our commissioners, who made this possible. Thank you. Thank you. Talk loud. I also want to say again, all 10 of you, you're definitely a shining light on our community, and thank you to your volunteerism, because you are making lives better. You're lighting up some lives. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take about a 5-minute break. So we're going to resume the council meeting at 7:30, according to that clock. Am I right? That's 5 minutes. And if you want to leave, this is a great time to leave. And those who want to stay here, we'll resume about 5 minutes. Thank you again. And there'll be a reception out here. I'm supposed to say that. A reception out in the lobby. So don't leave the building. Just leave this room if you want. We'll go back in the City Council open session, and we'll continue on with presentations. And I apologize for those who are still in the audience for the presentations. And we will now do proclamations. We have 4 proclamations to conduct this evening. And I'm going to have the city clerk announce this one at a time. I'll come down there and present the proclamations.
All right, the first proclamation is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and that will be accepted by Wendy Alvarez, the Interim Network Officer of Children's Network of San Bernardino County.
All right, well, thank you. On behalf of the, myself, Mayor of the City of Montclair, and the City Council, and of course, City of Montclair itself, we want to declare that this month, April 2023, as being Child Abuse Prevention Month. And obviously, this is a very important cause to protect our children, and I appreciate everything you do through your organization, and thank you. So here's that. Do we have anybody take pictures? Hands. I need some clap of hands. All right, that's what I need.
Good afternoon. Thank you for declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in your city. Child abuse comes in many forms, and in many include physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and neglect. We recognize the detrimental effects that child abuse and neglect have not only on the victim's health and well-being, but on the health of our communities. Studies such as the Adverse Childhood Experiences, known as ACEs, demonstrate that children who experience severe adversity and maltreatment are far more likely to experience negative health and behavioral health outcomes later on in life. We all benefit when children have safe, stable, nurturing environments that help prevent adverse childhood experiences and eminently promote positive childhood experiences. Suspected child abuse can be anonymously reported simply by calling 211. The caller will be connected to the child abuse hotline. Each one of you serves as the eyes and ears of your community, and it only takes a minute to make a call that might help a child or family in need. Once again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our next presentation is a proclamation for DMV/Donate Life California Month, and that will be Maribel Galvan accepting the proclamation.
On behalf of the City of Montclair, myself, the City Council, we want to proclaim this month, April 2023, as DMV Donate Life California Month. Obviously, this is a very important cause, and I saw one of the whereases here. It says, whereas organ donors saved more than 40,000 lives last year. That is excellent. And I know you're an advocate for this program, and we welcome you here in Montclair, and I'd like to give you the proclamation.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, council members, and the Montclair for your support for April Donate Life Month. I am an ambassador with One Legacy, where I go to community events and I share my connection with organ donation. I am a donor mom. My connection with organ donation is through my son, Anthony. Anthony was a loving brother, great son, a loyal friend. He lived life to the fullest. He enjoyed going to Mountain High and snowboarding. He looked forward to it every season. Can't imagine how excited he would have been this year to see how much snow there is. He lived every day with such joy, which is a struggle as a mother to know that he was struggling in silence with mental health. His death was due to suicide. At the young age of 23, Anthony became a tissue donor. We found out at the hospital that he was a registered donor. he never shared that with us. With his donations, he improved the lives of 27 people. It was an honor to honor his decision. Anthony's legacy lives on in others, even after his death. He may be gone from this world, but his story is not over. I stand here today to honor my son and encourage you to be like him and so many others who have said yes to organ donation at the DMV. Thank you for giving me the opportunity today.
Work is definitely in the memory of your son.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next proclamation is for Earth Day, and that will be presented to Monica Heredia.
Well, coming up, Monica, I know you're also the Public Works Director for the City of Montclair, but we all know how important Earth Day is. And on April 22nd, we're going to proclaim Earth Day here in the City of Montclair. I think we have an event coming up. You're going to talk about that in a second, but there will be an event we'll be doing. And here we are.
Yes, good evening. Thank you so much for the second year of this proclamation. Last year, we did our first Arbor Day event, which was a lot of fun. We had some representation from Congressman Women's Norma Torres's office, and they're coming out again. So this year's events are actually taking place on Saturday, April 22nd, and at two locations. So the first one from 9 to 11 will be at Sunset Park, like last year. We're gonna plant 3 fruit trees, which were donated by Security Paving, which is the company that's doing the work on the I-10 freeway. And the second event, or following that, will be tree planting to replace trees that were recently removed at MacArthur Park. And that's, again, from 12 to 2 p.m. So we have 2 activities going on that day, and we're adding 6 more trees to our city. So thank you.
Our next proclamation is for World Wish Day, and that will be presented to Ronnie Medrano, Volunteer Services Coordinator at Make-A-Wish OC in Inland Empire.
Well, welcome, sir. And on behalf of the City of Montclair, myself as the mayor and the City Council, we want to proclaim April 29, 2023 as the World Wish Day. And I think we all know what Make-A-Wish is, and we've all seen the children who are critically ill well, having their wish come true in many different forms. And you know, I think we're celebrating a lot of children here today in this room. And so it's just another opportunity to do this, and your organization does great work. And just here, one of the whereases, Make-A-Wish Orange County and the Inland Empire celebrate its 40th anniversary of granting over 7,800 wishes to children in the Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Make-A-Wish Orange County and the Inland Empire, we thank the City of Montclair for issuing this proclamation that recognizes World Wish Day on April 29th. Make-A-Wish Orange County and the Inland Empire, a nonprofit located in Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties, is dedicated to granting the wishes of every child with a critical illness in the counties we serve. Observed on April 29th each year, World Wish Day celebrates the anniversary of the wish that inspired the creation of Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish started when a boy living with leukemia wished to be a police officer. His family, along with friends, worked hard to bring this boy's wish to life. This is the moment Make-A-Wish came to life. Since then, Make-A-Wish has fulfilled over 500,000 wishes worldwide. Make-A-Wish provides children who are living with the critical illness an opportunity to create unforgettable memories with their loved ones. Their lives are often interrupted due to hospitalizations and other medical treatment procedures. This is why we want to give them the experience of a wish which they can cherish forever. Research has shown that the wish journey can improve the emotional well-being of a child living with life-threatening illnesses. Make-A-Wish fulfills all kinds of wishes from wishes to be, wishes to have, wishes to go, wishes to meet, wishes to experience, and even wishes to give. Traveling, living their dream career, nothing is too crazy. This idea is to give children the strength to fight against and even overcome a critical illness. This year, Make-A-Wish Orange County and the Inland Empire celebrates its 40th anniversary, granting over 7,800 wishes to children battling life-threatening medical conditions in Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. By observing World Wish Day in Montclair, it will offer an opportunity to focus attention on the great need for more donors in the city of Montclair in California and across the nation. Ultimately, this proclamation will give hope to children battling a critical illness in Montclair, which will uplift spirits and encourage the beliefs in the impossible. Your support will help us further our mission in creating life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. To learn more about how the city of Montclair can be more involved with our mission, please visit wish.org/OCIE or follow us on our social media platforms at Make-A-Wish OCIE. Thank you for your support towards our mission by granting a proclamation that recognizes World Wish Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move down to public comments. Next on the agenda, this is an opportunity for the public to address the city council on items not on the agenda, or request to speak on the consent calendar or business items on the agenda. Speakers will be given 5 minutes to address city council under this public consent agenda item. If you're in the audience, please complete a speaker's card and place it in the box next to the city clerk if you wish to speak. If you're on Zoom, please use the raise hand function on Zoom to request to speak. If you're on the phone, please dial *9 to request to speak. Under the Brown Act, the City Council is prohibited from discussing or taking any action on any items on the agenda. And at this time, I'm going to ask the city clerk if she has any requests to speak.
Yes. First, I have Carolyn Raft.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody, Mayor, City Council, Mayor Pro Tem. It's nice to be back here again. I've been gone for a while. Unfortunately, I went into a few surgeries, and then I just got over COVID.
You want to
so
push down that mic a little bit, hear you better.
better?
Much better, yeah.
So it's great to be back. I have a couple things I want to give you here. I'm here on behalf of bringing you a couple updates on the vector control. I just want to bring you up to date on a couple things that we have a new director that we've had for, she just started a couple of years ago, about 3 now. She has increased revenue. She brought on Upland into our organization, so now we have 7 board members. Since she came on the board last year was our best year that we've had up to date. We have a new order. Let me get my glasses here a second.
That's your phone, Carolyn?
It is. It's
Okay, all right, that's good.
It's my daughter. She doesn't know I'm here. Okay. The district ordered and received an X-ray. It's called an irradiator, and it's for the generation of sterile males. It affects all males that are infected with the virus. And as part of the process, the district has developed safety protocols and procedures for dealing with the technology. Our district will be the first in California to release sterile males of the mosquitoes as a control measure, which means this will start this year, which means being sterile when they are out mating with females. The females can't reproduce. So I understand San Bernardino is also wanting to start this program. So we're hoping in the near future that our mosquito program, you know, the ones that are biting, especially the females, that will not be able to reproduce. So it will eventually eradicate most of the problems with viruses. So please read it on your, there's several things in there, so when you read it on your spare time, and if anyone ever has any questions, you can give me a call, okay? Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question. Mrs. Raft, if I may, I have a question for you.
Oh,
How long from the time that water is standing like it is now, it has been from all of the rain, how long does it take for those standing pools become infested with larvae?
they choose the water in order so they can lay their eggs for them to hatch for the water. So it's very important if, on your properties, if you have any standing water. Right now, on cold weather, they are not, we don't have much of a problem whatsoever. There's a chart in there that will also give you some ideas. But when the weather heats up, then that's when they start to come about and they start reproducing. So anytime we're in the summer, that's why it's really bad. This year, it was better this year in Montclair, or I should say last year for the summer. It was much better than ever before.
Yeah, like 33 looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
going down every year.
And they also, the vector control is got special traps that they're putting out. I know I had one in my yard that also attracts the mosquitoes, and once they're there, then they get trapped inside and they'll die. So that's another thing that we're doing. So hopefully, one of these days, we'll be able to get rid of the virus because the mosquitoes won't be producing, at least in this area, hopefully.
Excellent. Thank you, Mrs. Raft.
Great, well, thank you for representing the city of Montclair at the Mosquito Vector West.
Thank
Valley
you.
Master
I just celebrated my 10th year with Vector.
Vector Control, yes.
Yeah, so thank
Well,
you very much. Thank you for pointing me.
Nice seeing you again.
Next is Jordi Ubaldo. Is he here? Oh, there he is.
Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff, and the community. My name is Jordi Baldo. I'm with the Montclair Chamber of Commerce. I am one of the event coordinators. And just wanted to go ahead and invite you guys to our monthly networking breakfast that we have on Thursday, April 13th, starting at 8:30. We actually have a field representative from Norma Torres, Sophia, that's going to be there, connecting and providing us information regarding, remind me correct if I'm correct, appropriations, right, thank you very much. So we hope to have a full house for that networking breakfast. That's all we got going on, so thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me and I will assist. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you being with the Chamber of Commerce. I understand you're doing double duty now. Got 2 jobs.
Yes, thank you.
And plus have a wife and children. Thank you. What?
All right, and I have no hands on Zoom, and that's all the cards I have.
Okay. So we'll move on to the agenda, and we'll go right to consent calendar, and I'll start with my right. So anybody on the right want to pull an item?
Mr. Mayor, just item C like Charlie 1.
D1, okay. How about my left? Anybody on my left?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, D like David 1.
D1. All right, David 1, Charlie 1. Okay. So we'll start with Charlie 1. Mr. Lopez.
Just more of a comment, actually. Let's see. At our March 6th meeting, Monica, you had stated that you would be coming at the time, and you were speaking before, she said you hoped the April 3rd meeting and about approximately 180 signs, flashing signs, yes. And you hit the nail on the head, brought it to us on the 3rd. Number of signs is about 180, but I do have a question. Am I to divide the number by 4, since we're talking about maybe, are we doing all 4 corners or sides of an intersection? That's, one resident had asked, okay, this is great, 180 signs, but are there gonna be 4 at each intersection? How is it gonna work?
Yes, so actually, there's some intersections that only require 1, some intersections that are going to require 2, some that 3 and 4.
Okay.
So it depends at each intersection what is going on. Some are T intersections or 4-way intersections, or they only have 2 stop signs. So, yes,
Depends on
it
the
depends
location.
on the location,
Okay.
correct.
No, I appreciate this. I know that families that were affected by the tragedy that happened at Vernon Middle School and others from Howard and Ramona, they have been asking for increased signage, marking, striping, whatever can be done to help slow down traffic, raise visibility of stops. This is a definitely good step in the right direction. When we had this item before us, I believe, 4 months ago, I had stated that perhaps Montclair will have a new moniker by being the city of the flashing stop signs, and we could very well be that. But hey, I'd rather take that moniker than any tragedy happening again in the city. So thank you to your staff, thank you to the city manager's office for following up on this, and to any residents that are paying attention, thank you for being vigilant, coming to the podium and speaking all the times that you did. This is in large part due to your determination and you coming out. So kudos to everyone, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and this is pretty exciting, and I'm going to say this, we're going to shine a light here in the city of Montclair, a lot of our stop signs.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now we're going on to David 1.
Thank you,
That's
Mr.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a question for staff about the parking by Sunset Park, and I understand it's going to be restricted, and that is because of overnight parking. But my question is, for the residents who live in that area, will they be able to have a special permit if they want to park overnight, or is it going to be eliminated for everyone?
No, this is not a permit parking zone. This is a restricted parking zone limiting anybody to 2 hours parking indefinitely unless the council decides to reverse or change the course related to parking on that particular section of the street.
Have we heard from any of the residents in that area?
We have not polled the residents regarding that because this is in front of the park and it doesn't really affect residential parking except maybe on street sweeping day. But there appears to be adequate parking on the north side for people to still park on to escape parking on the the north side of the street on that particular street sweeping day, which is Monday for the south side and Wednesday for the north side. In addition to that, they can park in the parking lot at Sunset Park to avoid receiving citations as well.
Thank you, Mr. Starr, for your clarification.
Mr. Lopez.
Yeah, my colleague brings up a good point. And Ed, you just stated that residents can park in the park to avoid citation on the street?
Right, we can't stop them. There's no restricted parking in the park except for no overnight parking.
Okay, that's what I was going to get at, was can they park at 2 a.m., but you just answered that. I did want to make a clarification with respect to in the fronting of Sunset Park. I believe the only exception are handicapped individuals with the right placard or decal on their car, because they're not bound by any time restrictions. So if you're handicapped, you can still technically park there without citation. But to my colleague, were you wanting some type of assurance in the ordinance or this policy where we would allow residents? Because I didn't think about that until you brought it up.
Well, when I was driving up and down the street looking for signage that said where people could park and where they could not in that area, their only signage is on street sweeping day. And I was concerned that the people who live near there may either themselves or their guests want to park there, and I thought maybe that would be good for permit. But it sounds, based on what Mr. Starr just told us, it seems like that's a non-issue.
So it would be a permanent thing, 24/7? Okay.
All right. So with that, let's have can I get a motion?
Mr.
Mayor, I'll make a motion for the consent calendar as presented this evening.
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson, and we'll do the electronic vote. I think we have to hit the present button first and. All right, one more. Got it. There we are. Vote yes. I'm voting yes. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Okay, everybody vote yes. 5-0. Council workshop. We'll have a council workshop May 1 at 5:45 in these chambers to discuss proposed ordinance regulating the parking of oversized and recreational vehicles on public streets. So ordered. Now we go to communications, and I'll start with Marcia Richter.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council members. Just a few upcoming events and announcements I'd like to remind everyone about. This Saturday, April 8th, from 9 to 11 will be our Easter extravaganza in Alma Hoffman Park and the Montclair Community Center. Just a reminder, bring your own bag or basket to collect your candy-filled eggs while supplies last, and at a variety of Easter-themed games. Prize eggs and an opportunity drawing for a large Easter basket for children ages 12 and under will also be offered. And in addition, there'll be photos with the Easter Bunny for $3 per photo or $1 using your own camera. The Ontario Montclair Kiwanis Club is sponsoring the pancake breakfast for $5, which includes the 2 pancakes, 2 sausages, and a juice while supplies last. The sponsors for this event included the City of Montclair, Women's Club of Montclair, Montclair Police Officers Association, and the Montclair Firefighters Association. So we hope to see you all this Saturday. We are excited to announce the Montclair Youth Center will be opening on Monday, April 17th. MYC is a free program open to all youth in grades 7 to 12 who live in Montclair or attend a school in Montclair during the 2022-2023 school year. Montclair Youth Center is open during the week from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., except on Tuesdays, which are school minimum days, so the center is open from 12:30 until 6 p.m. So we hope to see a lot of kids at our youth center. Summer Day Camp. Summer Day Camp will be held at our youth center, and we will begin pre-registration with payment on Monday, May 1st in the Recreation Center. You'll be able to sign up Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 7 p.m., and field trips will be included in the Summer Day Camp fees. The Human Services Department will also be providing another opportunity for summer fun through our Montclair After School Program Summer Session to students who live within the Ontario Montclair School District boundaries in grades K through 8. This program is free, and registration is required and begins next Monday, April the 10th, through May 19th. Applications are available on our city website under the MAP program or at the Montclair Recreation Center. The school sites that will be handling the program will be Lehigh, Mission, Monte Vista, Kingsley, and Serrano, and the theme for the summer is Running Wild Montclair. For more information on times and dates of the programs, you can visit our website. And finally, speaking of the Montclair After School Program, MAP, we are hiring part-time learning leaders to work at one of our Montclair school sites, an average of 29 hours per week. The work schedule during the regular school year is Monday through Friday between 12 noon and 6:30 p.m., and during the summer between 7:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Please go to the city's website for further information and to apply. Salary starts at $19 per hour. This concludes my announcements, unless there's any questions.
Thank you. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Although there is an item mentioned in the agenda, I'm pulling that this evening, so there are no closed sessions, and I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager.
No items.
Thank you. First of all, I want to end this meeting tonight in the memory of Mary Teresa Bianco Dufour, also known as Mary Dufour, which I know Carolyn knew very well. She recently passed. She was born in 1925, March 1, 1925. My father was born March 17, 1925, 98 years old. She was born at Gloucester, here in Ontario. At a very young age, she lost her husband to illness. So she raised her son by herself, bought a house here in Montclair, lived here for many, many years. Her son, you may know, his name is Gary Dufour, who actually started with the Montclair Police Department, and he went on to the Ontario Police Department. And then Mary, I think about 10 years ago, sold her house and moved to Hooper Valley to be with her son. So we will adjourn this meeting in Mary's memory. I just want to go through some other organizations or to recognize, obviously during the month of April, I want to recognize our Jewish faith. This month will be Passover. I want to recognize all of our administrative assistants. We'll be celebrating Administrative and Professional Day. And of course, our Christian friends, which I'm one of them, and we'll be celebrating Easter this coming Sunday. Obviously, Good Friday on Friday. And then, of course, our residents, our Arab American residents, this month of April is Arab American Heritage Month, and also this month is Cancer Control Month. I just want to recognize again it was a great event at the Montclair Golden Girls, which I know all of us were there. And I want to be careful of the Brown Act, because I want to make this short, but I read today's newspaper article that LA County Board of Supervisors were considering closing one of their jails, I think the central jail system, and also releasing early releases of prisoners, even though the sheriff, I believe, and all the county chiefs for Los Angeles County were not only opposed to it, I guess everybody was surprised about it since it came out Friday afternoon when the agendas are due. And of course, later on today, I heard that they have put that on hold, hopefully permanently. We are next to LA County, and I'm a firm believer that we have to make sure that our residents are safe. And I think in today's environment, I'm not going to get on the D's and R's, but in today's environment, with some policy decisions that have come down in Sacramento, I think we've allowed people to be on the streets that probably should not be in the streets, should be locked up. And I think we've also reduced accountability and made the job of our police officers much more difficult. So I'm going to stop there because of the Brown Act, and I'm going to start with Councilmember Rue then, under Council Communication.
Yes. You mentioned the Golden Girls opening. That was on Saturday. Good turnout of people, good turnout of residents, and it's good after so many years when our young people have not been able to actually be out in the fields where they wanted to be able to have the games starting and to have our sports fields and sports parks open. So that's a positive. I appreciated being there. I did attend the MTA hearing on the Gold Line. I am the Secretary Treasurer for the Gold Line, and it was very positive. MTA has made it their #1 priority. We will see where we go with this in the next few years, but I fully believe that if we keep moving as we have been, if we keep a positive attitude, we will see the Gold Line fully funded. Similar to what we're going through here in the city, everybody wants Saratoga Park funded a little more quickly than maybe we can do that. That seems to be the same thing with the Gold Line. Everybody wants it funded a little more quickly than maybe we're able to do, but it's going to be funded. We're going to get there, and I truly appreciate, we need to understand this, our friends in LA County, Claremont and Laverne, Mayor Reese in Claremont, Mayor Tim Hepburn in Laverne for their good words, their constant positive thoughts on getting it to Montclair, and their strong advocacy for Montclair. The same would go for our friends in Pomona with Mayor Sandoval, and In fact, all the cities along the Gold Line route in Los Angeles County want the Gold Line through to Montclair. So if you should run into one of those officials, just thank them for the advocacy for getting it here to Montclair. Over the weekend, I had a friend of mine who is moving. She has been a teacher at Cortez Elementary School in Chino for over 30 years. She had a lot of books and material. She asked if I could use any of it, and I thought of our Montclair after-school program, so I went over, sorted some things out, and if I could, I would have taken everything there, but it would have taken a warehouse to store it. But I brought back some things that we can use, and I want to thank Maria Moreno for her thoughtfulness in seeing if we can use any of this. Ms. Richter said, yes, we can, and I will be bringing it at the CAC meeting. Tonight, we honored many of our volunteers in this community. All of them are very deserving. They give countless hours to help others in our community, and that's what we should be doing. And I want to recognize another volunteer who is here this evening, Diane Wells. Diane not only chairs our Community Activities Commission, she does a lot in this city, and she was recently recognized by Senator Susan Rubio as Woman of the Year for Montclair by the Senator. We appreciate the Senator's recognition of this great volunteer, someone who's been my neighbor 2 blocks away for many, many years, and somebody who truly is a Montclair. She lives and breathes this city. Thank you, Diane, and that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I noticed she just stepped out of the chambers, but I'm sure she'll look at the tape. Wanted to congratulate Councilwoman Carolyn Raft on 10 years of service on the Vector Control Board. I served about 2.5 years with her on that very same board. And at the time, actually, I think that was the first time that 2 Montclair residents ever served together simultaneously on the board. The county seat always went to someone outside of Montclair until I had served with her for those 2 years. As the mayor and colleagues have stated, I attended the Golden Girls event this past Saturday. Congratulations to George Theus and his board for putting together a successful event. I wish them and their girls the best of luck in a successful season ahead. It was rewarding to see some of my former players there that I'd coached in Montclair Little League move on, grow up, get taller, and to see them pursue their love of baseball and play is very encouraging. It's no secret one of my pet peeves is the issue of speeding in traffic in the city, and I am, my throat's getting very dry. Hold on one sec. Sad to say that on March 30th, there was a 5-car accident on the southbound Monte Vista, just south of San Bernardino Street at approximately 10 a.m. And I will keep hammering my point that we need to slow down those speeds on that street and do something before someone is seriously hurt or killed. Tokyo Kitchen, located on the northeast corner of Moreno and Central here in the city, is celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and they're offering to those who come and dine in a 20% discount in commemoration of their 1-year anniversary here in Montclair. So I would encourage everyone to support a Montclair business. Their telephone number, if you're interested in making a reservation, is 909-445-1320. Another pet peeve, and I know the city manager and I have had many discussions about this since being on council, and even before I was on council. Having been driven around town in the area lately, since I haven't been totally been able to drive myself, as I'm the passenger, I'm able to see the city and the streets and whatnot. And I've noticed that there's been some increase in some bulky items being left in the streets on curbs. I just saw the past week and a half 3 washer dryers and 2 toilets. Toilets sitting literally on the street where everyone that visits our city can go through and see it. You got a crapper sitting on the curb. It's just great. Folks, to residents, Utilize your 4 free pickups a year, bulky items. But at the same time, based on the contract that we just approved with Burtec, they will pick up items so long as they're on, put out in the appropriate place for pickup. They will pick it up for free. But if you want to get your bulky item pickup taken care of and guaranteed pickup, please call Burtec at 909-620-1353. 909-620-1353. It's kind of gotten a little out of hand. I used to take pictures of the items, send them in to the city manager and staff, have them picked up, but it literally is becoming so many, I stopped taking pictures out of frustration. But do utilize that, folks. We got to clean up and beautify the city, not literally use crapper sitting on the curbs where people can see. It's just not Montclair. As the mayor alluded, April 5th will begin Passover all the way through April 13th. To my Jewish family members, friends, and our neighbors, a very happy Passover. As you celebrate the deliverance of the Jewish people from 400 years of captivity, shalom to you. May you find renewed faith and hope as you partake in the Seder tradition. April 9th, of course, is Easter, and as evangelicals like to call it, Resurrection Sunday, as you celebrate the death, burial, resurrection of Christ. 3 events from churches in the city. Christian Development Center is having their service at 10 a.m. Pastor Rucker is preparing a service. The address there is 5080 Kingsley Street. Pastor Joe McTarchney, who I saw this past Saturday, is having a special Good Friday service at 7 p.m. at Elma Hoffman Park or Shark Park. Good Friday, 7 p.m. in the park, communion, worship for Good Friday. And of course, Bethany Baptist, located 9950, 9 a.m. There in the corner of Monte Vista and Benito. And then to those that are reaching out, sending me personal texts and whatnot, yes, I was back in the hospital. Last council meeting, the next morning, I was in the hospital having a second surgery on my back this time. I sit here with staples lining my back at the moment, hopefully get them out soon. But it's been an interesting ordeal, but I am okay. I've gotten some serious texts from folks starting to say some bizarre rumors. I'm fine. I just am needing to take care of some things that I've been needing to take care of. I'm recovering. It's been 3 months of pain and recovery, but nonetheless, I'm here. But I appreciate your guys' concern and those who genuinely offer prayers of support and genuinely care. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you. And you forgot one more church in Montclair.
I actually was going to look at the mass schedule, but I was told that it may change.
No, it's 8 o'clock, 10
10
o'clock,
a.m.?
12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock at Our Lady of Lourdes. I'll be at the 10 o'clock.
Now, which one's English, which one's Vietnamese and Spanish?
Vietnamese will be at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And Chinese actually at 5:30, I think. So, all right. Council Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You like the name Mayor Pro Tem, by the way?
I do. Yes, it comes
All
with
right.
a special parking space.
All right, good.
Like my colleagues, I want to just briefly talk about Golden Girls. I was so proud to go to that event wearing the T-shirt from the 1999 All-Stars team. And I also had on the badge when my daughter played. I'm sure she would have been mortified because she thinks she was still an ugly duckling. She's a swan now, but so she would not have wanted me to show that badge to anybody. She probably would have taken it. But I have some really fond memories, except that one negative issue of always being the parent who was working and came late, and that means I got to clean up all the gelatinous cheese in the snack bar. I don't have fond memories about that, but the rest of the years we had a fabulous time, and we developed some relationships on the Golden Girls field that we still have to this day. Secondly, I want to talk about the Monte Vista Water District WaterWise event that was held last Saturday. The city of Montclair had a booth. There were several water companies that had a booth. The chamber had a booth. And 2 things I want to point out. Number one, the city of Montclair staff, they just showed out. Most of us had a table and a tablecloth and some literature, but they had toys for the kids, and they were the best decorated, and they had a whole bunch of stuff going on. So kudos to the Montclair staff for all that they did at that event. And I want to remind people that although we've had lots of rain and snow, there are still things that we can do to conserve water. And please contact the Monte Vista Water District to find out about all of the free services they offer. They can come and check your sprinklers and replace the timer so that you know that you're watering properly, because although we have had a lot of water and more is coming, but summer's coming too, and we're going to need the water. So check with the Monte Vista Water District regarding their WaterWise program, and also the Chino Basin Water Conservation District, where the event was held. If you have any questions about transitioning your property from all grass to other drought-tolerant plants, they have all of the information you need. One of the people who was in the booth next to me was Scott from Chino Basin Water Conservation District, and he was talking to people as they came up, and I just started taking notes because he had such a wealth of information. So please reach out to Monte Vista Water District or the Chino Basin Water Conservation District. And lastly, I want to talk about a tour that city staff provided for some of us to look at low-income properties that are provided here in the city. I've known about some of them for a very long time, having been a planning commissioner for 20 years, but there were some that I had not anticipated. And so I just want to commend the economic development staff for all of their doing to help the members of our community who are low and moderate income. And as we drove through the street, as I'm so tickled to always report, you can't tell who's a millionaire, who's moderate income, and who's low income. All the houses look the same. All of the units look the same. So kudos to the Montclair staff. That concludes my report.
Well, thank you. And Councilmember Martinez, so did your son have a fun time last Monday on his birthday?
He did.
And then the bounce house you got, did you join him in that bounce house?
That was just for him.
Oh,
That was his
at
birthday
your
present.
age, I wanted the bounce house, so, okay, it's all yours.
It was a mini one, but it was his birthday present because he's gentle. But we had a very fun time. We actually, hate to say it, but we were at a park in Claremont.
Okay.
I know. But he had a great time. He's 4 years old now, and he says he's bigger and stronger.
Good.
But I have quite literally nothing to add this evening. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I do want to say I forgot that we're going to cancel the next meeting on April 17. The reason why is some of us will be going to Washington, D.C. to the lobby. I think we have at least 10 meetings that we'll be participating in with obviously our member of Congress and probably some other members of Congress, and also meetings with some of the federal agencies. So again, that meeting is canceled for the April 17. We do have committee minutes on the agenda for your information. We don't have any closed session. So with that, the meeting is adjourned.